Hi everyone, welcome back. So this is a little update to my review of the Boker Plus Nano 42. And if you want to see the original review about this as it was from the factory, then you can see on my other channel. I'll put a link down below to my full review about this. But this is an update and a video about the modifications I've done to this. And let you guys know what I think about this after many months of use and after modifying it. So this knife is a small knife. It's non-locking, which is just, I don't have a choice here. I'm in the UK, so I have to choose something non-locking. And it's small, pocketable. That's the reasons why I like it. For me, it's something that works really well. And even though there are other non-locking options, there's quite a few, but the two I have here are the Lansky World Legal. I'll put a link to my review about this down below. It's actually really good in some ways and not great in other ways, but definitely not a bad knife, really affordable, much more than this. This one's about £40. This one's about £15. So, not bad, but this one I like more. I find more usable. I find safer to use, much safer to use than the Lansky. And that's the reason why I cut this area out to go so that my fingers can fit under it. Because before it was, quite a bit larger over here. So basically I had to cut into both the bottom of the blade, not into the blade itself, but the metal under the blade, and into the handle as well. And so I spent probably about 2 hours doing this because I was trying to be really careful. You can cut out this much metal in about 5 minutes with a tool like this, but I was doing it really slow because I wanted to get it just perfect and looking quite nice as well. And if you do this, then I would recommend not letting the blade heat up at all, because this cuts with, this spins really damn fast. I think it's about 30,000 spins a minute or something. So that creates a lot of heat, creates friction and heat. And so that's why, and you don't want to let your blade heat up because it's heat treated like most blades are. So if you let it heat up quite a lot, then that might damage that heat treatment and make the steel softer or more brittle or whatever. I'm not an expert on heat treatments of steel, but you don't want to let it heat up. So if you do something like this, then do it in a way, either cool down the blade every minute or so, or do it really slowly, but you don't let the blade heat up. So that now, after the modification, is just incredibly secure in my opinion. And even though it's a non-locking knife, in my opinion, there's absolutely no way that that's going to close on my fingers. So that basically, let me show you guys. I'm not going to hold this tight, I'm just holding it just sort of normal, but I can slam it against. I mean, the most it's going to do is it's going to just do that a tiny bit, but it doesn't hurt my finger. Like, it's not trying to pinch my finger, and it's not even wanting to move out of position. And as a test, I wanted to see just how much this would hold. I put my finger there like that, and I hammered in small nails with it, with the back of the blade there, which I don't recommend you do, but it was a little test just to see how well that choil there, that little cutout, helps to prevent this from closing on your hand. And in my opinion, unless something huge falls on your hand, which in my opinion is dangerous anyways, I wouldn't put my hand in a dangerous situation like that. But in my opinion, unless something like that happens, this is a very safe non-locking knife. Obviously locking is safer, but that's my opinion. Obviously do be careful. Obviously it's still a knife. It's still dangerous, so obviously do be careful. So my opinion about this is that I'm going to show you guys this. So I'm going to put my finger there. I'm not even pressing hard, and it doesn't want to close on my fingers. The most it'll want to close is like that much. And yeah, so works fantastically well. I've never felt that this was wanting to close on my fingers no matter what I'm doing. My opinion is that once you've done that modification, it's really fantastic. And I'll send this video to Boker, and maybe they'll do an updated version with that cut out right there. But it wasn't that difficult to actually cut it out with this. So this is a rotary tool, cost about £25 for a cheap one. This is the Challenge Extreme one. This one is surprisingly really good for the price. And you can get more expensive ones, like a Dremel and stuff. I'm really happy with this. I still like the blade shape. I still like that the blade is quite wide, so that if I need to, I can I can use it as just something that's really coming up close to whatever I'm working on. So if I'm doing some really delicate work, then I can, it works really well for me. And I did add this right there, just two little thingies, finger opening thingies, and I don't find that really helps a huge amount with opening, but it helps a little bit. But it was good. It was perfectly easy to open before I added that, and I might remove it at some point. I mean, it's really easy to remove, but yeah. Now, one really important thing to mention about if you do that cut is if you cut into the bottom of the blade, then it actually allows it to close in more closed than it should be able to, because that stopper right there doesn't actually stop the blade anymore. So you need to put something soft right there, otherwise you'll damage the knife by the blade will hit into these metal pieces right there. So it'll create a stopper, but the stopper is going to be on the blade itself. And I did create a tiny bit of damage on my one, which I fixed a little bit, and I mean, I don't really care that much about it, about a little bit of damage. It's a tool, I use it for using, so if it gets damaged a bit, whatever. But you definitely put something soft there, or find another way to make this stop at the right point, which I don't know of any other way to do that. Maybe you could make this spacer a bit thicker, which might do the trick as well. So maybe put some metal, some additional metal, maybe like a few rings or something onto that spacer, so that this stops before it hits there. So because as you can see right now, that's hitting, but if it's hitting something soft like a few layers of paracord, then I don't think it's going to cause any damage to the blade. So my opinion about this is I still think this is fantastic, feels great in the hand. Handle's a little bit short, but fine. It doesn't bother me when I'm working with it. It's totally fine. Totally fine. So that's my updated video. I hope you found this useful. Obviously, do modifications at your own risk. Obviously, use safety measures when you're doing modifications, like you must be using both breathing and eye protection when you're working with a tool like this, and ideally use it in a way, in a place where the dust won't go everywhere, because that will spray sort of metal dust and shavings everywhere, like hot sparks and stuff. Obviously use this in a place that is non-flammable. Thanks for watching, hope you found this useful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!